Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas to you all. And Merry Christmas to those who don't necessarily celebrate Christmas, but nevertheless, it's the spirit of the season. I want to thank all of you who watch my channel and support me. And in particular, thank you for supporting me during this past year of 2019. I thought I would do a list of, I guess you could say, my favorite Christmas songs, but that changes all the time from year to year. It's hard to just come up with 10. I mean, as I was going through a list of possible candidates, I wound up finding that I had like 20 or 25. So it's hard to narrow it down, and it changes, as I say. So I'm going to list 10 here, not in any particular order, because I like them all, and it's impossible to kind of rank them according to favorites. But the number one and two songs are probably my two favorites. Other than that, it's all just a hodgepodge top 10. And when I'm done, I'll also come up with some runners up. Okay, so I was going to make this video where I would actually put snippets of the actual songs in here. I kind of did that, but it was a real hassle, to tell you the truth, to try to figure out how to edit all of them in. I'm just going to name them. Starting out, number 10, I went with Little Drummer Boy, and the only version that I like that's really good is the Harry Simone choral version, the classic version. Yeah, Joan Jett did a version of Little Drummer Boy, and so did Ringo Starr. It's very novel to have some of your favorite artists do a song, but in the end, that's the version I like the best, the Harry Simone choral one. For number 9, I put a song which probably surprised a lot of people. It's a Waitress's song, and it's called Christmas Wrapping. And this is why I really wish that I could actually play the music, because you'd get to hear it, if those of you who don't know it. It's a rap song in a way, but it's kind of like a punky, new wave, early 80s sound. And what I really love about that song is that it's very, very modern sounding. And, you can have all kinds of wonderful Christmas stuff, like the Little Drummer Boy that I mentioned first. That's very emotional, very sad, always brings a tear to my eye. But then again, you get something really like upbeat and crazy, like Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. And it's like such a difference in style. And I love the horns in there. I love horns in music. And I always love the sound of the singer's voice. Also, the idea that the story really is being told during the song Christmas Wrapping. The way I interpret it, it's about a woman who's like not having the greatest time. She's rushing around doing all kinds of crazy things for Christmas, and there's a guy maybe that she almost had a relationship with, and then it kind of didn't work out, and she figures, look, I'm just going to spend Christmas alone by myself. Screw it this year, bah humbug, that kind of thing. And then by the end, what do you know? Fate has it that they kind of like hook up at the end. So I really like the story of it. For number 8, I put Wonderful Christmas Time. Anybody know that song here on my channel? Paul McCartney. A lot of people do not like that song. Thing about it is, I understand what some people don't like about it. Wonderful Christmas Time is kind of like monotonous after a while. It's very simple, doesn't really say anything. But does it really need to say anything? In my opinion, it's just a joyous, happy, kind of upbeat song overall. And Christmas isn't Christmas without hearing it. So I like the song Wonderful Christmas Time. For number 7, I went with a more religious song, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, or God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. There are a lot of versions of this song. It's a Christmas classic. And this song makes me emotional, makes me tear up. If you listen to the lyrics, the version that I like best is the version sung by Bing Crosby. And you can look that up. I'm a believer, so for me, that particular song hits home. The first line, God rest you, merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we had gone astray. And what that gets me choked up a little bit, because to me that means, like, my interpretation of that is, the world has always been crazy, fraught with evil and fraught with bad people. And a lot of times we're victims of our own humanity and free choice and free will, and sometimes we go down the negative path and need help, need saving. And it just touches me, that whole part of the song. celebrates, the birth of Jesus. And not everybody believes in that. Obviously, not everybody has the same religion. But for me, it's touching. Now, for something completely different. It's funny. I'm counting them backwards, even though I didn't rank them. I mean, this I have at 6, even though, as I say, there's no order to these. I could have just went from 1 to 10, but I'm going 10 to 1. Number 6 is "Listen, the Snow is Falling." And that's right, those of you who recognize the title are rolling your eyes. It's Yoko Ono, and I'm going to tell you something. It is a beautiful song with a great Christmassy, snowy arrangement to it, and very well done. And we're actually pretty well sung, too, by Yoko. Those people who despise Yoko, who hate Yoko, knee-jerk, sight unseen, ears unheard sometimes, listen to it with an open mind. And even though she's not the greatest singer in the world, she does not scream, she does not wail. There's a lot of songs where Yoko actually just sings. And "Listen, the Snow is Falling" is a beautiful song. It has a Christmas vibe all the way through it. Beautiful arrangement. Nice, sincere singing by Yoko. And even my friend Anthony, pretty recently, I think last year, told me, "Hey, I heard that song. That's pretty good." Now, he's a fan of the song. Just listen to it with an open mind. Tell me it's not beautiful. Okay, next song I have is "Silver Bells." I like the song "Silver Bells" by just about anybody, however the arrangement is. I think it's the song itself that I really like. But a version that I have that I really like is sung by Burl Ives. And in a lot of ways, Burl Ives is a nice, comforting, grandfatherly feeling of Christmas, Santa Claus himself. So I like "Silver Bells," the song, and in particular Burl Ives' version. Now, the next one I have here is "Blue Christmas" by Elvis Presley. I had to have an Elvis song in here. I like Elvis's song "Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me" also, but I don't have that in this list, so think of that as a later runner-up. But "Blue Christmas" is an annual staple around here. Got to hear it by Elvis. Okay, now for another offbeat one here, I'm going to go with "Silent Night" as sung by Stevie Nicks. That's right, you heard me right. Stevie Nicks doing "Silent Night." Now, you have to either love Stevie Nicks to like it, or you're scratching your head wondering why would you have her sing it. Some people don't like Stevie Nicks singing, but if you do like her voice, which I do, it's really very novel to have her doing this song. It was on the first version of A Very Special Christmas, the first album, the first time they did that. And the only thing I don't like about the song, which makes it a little bit imperfect to me, is they decided to use a male singer, Robbie Neville, to kind of like echo the phrases and kind of reach maybe the higher levels and notes that Stevie Nicks wasn't reaching, I guess. I don't know if that's why, but I actually wish he wasn't on the song. I wish it was completely Stevie solo. Now, I know that there's a version out there, I think it's a live version that made the rounds. It's on, I think, A Very Special Christmas Volume 5, maybe, where Stevie sings it herself. But I'm talking about the studio recording, the original studio recording. What I like about it is that Stevie Nicks doesn't have a conventional voice, really, And for her to do a song like that, it's beautiful because I also like the feeling that, it's about, the birth of Christ and the idea that you have this kind of motherly woman, the nurturing instinct of a woman actually singing that, and Stevie taking on that role as a female, actually singing about Son of God who loves pure light. One funny story about this I'll throw in there. A friend of mine once told me a story where he was in a store or something, and Stevie Nicks' version of "Silent Night" came over the PA system, and there was an old lady who said, "Who's singing this?" And my friend said, "Stevie Nicks." And the woman said, "He sounds terrible." So I thought that was a funny story. Now, that number 2 and number 1, these are probably my 2 favorite Christmas songs. So although you can take the other ones and just jumble them around any which way, I'm going to say that these 2 may be my favorite Christmas songs. Number 2, I went with "Holly Jolly Christmas" by Burl Ives again. I'm mentioning him again. Love that song. Love Burl Ives' voice. Love to hear him doing it. It's a fun, festive, upbeat song. Really like Holly Jolly Christmas at number 2. And number 1, you guessed it, you probably knew from the beginning I would pick this, John Lennon, Yoko Ono, Happy Christmas, War is Over. And a little defense of this song, I've never thought of this song as being a song that chastises people. Some people over the decades have started to feel that this song is like, kind of like, I don't know, going after people saying, so this is Christmas and what have you done? What have you done for your fellow man? I've never looked at it like that. I've always thought of it like, maybe I'm naive, but I always thought of it as, so this is Christmas. What have you done this year? The year's over, another year over, a new year just begun. What have you accomplished? Did you hit all your goals, all your New Year's resolutions? I hope you have fun this year. Everybody, near and the dear ones, old and the young. And I like the part especially when it says, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And I say that because I'm always worried about, a trepidation of what could happen. Like, I hope it's a good, healthy new year. I hope nothing bad happens. That's how I always look at it. In the context of the song, I'm pretty sure that John was talking about, war and things like that with fear. But when I think of let's hope it's a good one without any fear, I'm just basically thinking in terms of just our own personal losses, tragedies, and hurdles we have to accomplish. Let's hope it's a good one. And it's just beautiful. Yoko sings well again. I love her in the background there, and I love the Harlem Community Choir singing along with them. It's just a beautiful song all around, and to me, it's a very powerful number. Very, very powerful recording. My favorite Christmas song. Now I'm going to go through some runners up. There's a new song for me. When I say new, it's new to my list. This is a 1975 song. It almost made my list this year. It's Greg Lake, I Believe in Father Christmas. They said there'd be snow on Christmas. They said there'll be peace on earth. I know I can't sing, but I really, really was into that song this year. It's kind of a kind of like, I think somebody described it, maybe the writer, because the lyrics were by Peter Sinfield. I found out. I thought Greg Lake wrote the whole thing, but apparently the lyrics were not by him. But I think the writer said it's like a Christmas card with rough edges around it, or a Christmas card with morbid edges or something. It's kind of like unhappy in a way. It's bittersweet kind of song, and I like the vibe of it. Another one of my runners up would be Brenda Lee, the classic Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. But it's kind of, some of those songs are so overplayed. Likewise, I would say, the Christmas song by Nat King Cole, the proper version where he sings Everybody Knows a Turkey and Some Mistletoe, not the Paul McCartney reissue where Paul decides to preach his own practices by saying everybody knows some holly and some mistletoe. He wants to make it the vegetarian or vegan version of it. I also like the Chipmunk song. How could you not love that? Alvin and the Chipmunks, goofing around. That's always a favorite. Winter Wonderland. The song Winter Wonderland is pretty good. I kind of like that song almost no matter who sings it. It's a happy, festive, upbeat song. So Winter Wonderland is up there. I'm also going to name two versions of the song Sleigh Ride that I like. One of them is the Ronettes version that's on that Phil Spector Christmas album. Sleigh Ride by Ronnie Spector singing is always a good feeling holiday song. I like it. But I also like an instrumental version, Boston Pops Orchestra. It has the clip-clop, clippity-clop of the horse sound. You'd know it if you heard it. Boston Pops Orchestra version of Sleigh Ride instrumental. And one that I really kind of meant to put in my top 10. This just misses. This could be in my top 10. It's the song Christmas Canon, sung by the children of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Very Christmas night. 1998 that came out. I love that song. So that's the list, everybody. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, or whatever you celebrate. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to talking to you and making more videos for you in the new year.